I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart for the hobby.
All right, I'm done with him already.
What's going on, YouTube world? Steve, Vincenzo, Dave, IRP. What is it? Area code 218. So, episode 218. Talk about a couple things tonight, I'm sure. Not limited to Pocatello, Idaho. Lowest rung. Don't worry about that. That's just like my Albuquerque. That's the first thing I always think of. Looney Tunes wise. So,
if you say so, Dave. I'm just a tourist.
I just did. So
okay.
I do say so. So,
Ty, I saw your message. I have no interest in being an insurance adjuster. I appreciate it. I know they pay well. But can I be honest with everybody?
You don't like people?
Well, that's a given. That's a no. I'm glad everybody's sitting down for that.
What's up, Hodges?
I make a decent living, and I work about 4 hours a day.
And you don't have to travel.
Exactly. I don't have to get in my car, drive anywhere. I don't have to travel for work. I can twiddle my thumbs. I can. I work from home, and literally I work about 4 hours a day.
You can digest as much hobby content as you need to.
Which I don't.
Oh, come on now.
No, I don't, because I choose not to. But in all fairness, so I hit 20 years in November working for the same company. And probably for the first 12, 13, give or take, I probably worked between 60 and 80 hours a week. And I'm not exaggerating. I was on call 24/7, 365, had very little time off, traveled a shit ton. Being on salary, no overtime, I'm now taking back some of that lost time. Granted, I have 2 employees, so it's like I am a supervisor, so I do delegate a lot. However, I do work. I don't have my team do anything that I wouldn't do. There are things in which I don't care to do it because my team is faster, so therefore I don't do it. But it's not that I can't. But again, 12, 13 years of being taken advantage of, and I'm taking some of my time back. So I'm not in an office. I don't have anybody constantly watching over me. My laptop is always on. Anybody can reach me via cell or through our chat program. And if I'm being honest, somebody sends me a chat on one of our chat programs, even if I'm taking a shit, I respond. So, not that you guys needed to hear that, but my point being, I'm never far away from being able to be reached. So, it is what it is. And again, I get paid decent. Do I deserve more? Absolutely. Who doesn't? We all probably deserve more. But I also go back. It's been 2 years since I've gotten a raise, which is not uncommon with this company. That's the downside. And it is what it is. But I love my boss. I love my team. I love the people I work with. And I'm extremely comfortable. I know what I'm doing. I'm good at what I do. And again, I work 4 hours a day. But nobody knows that I only put in 4 hours a day.
Until now.
Nobody I work with watches this, so I don't give a fuck. My name is not tied to this podcast in any shape, form, or fashion. Even if they go find my YouTube channel, it's not under my name, it's under my YouTube handle, and I don't talk about work on my channel. So there you go. Yes, that is a fair assessment, Hodges. I do give a shit. And if I'm being honest, like on average, I work 4 hours a day. There are days in which I put in an 8-hour day. There's times in which I put in a 9-hour day because, again, when you're in management, you have somebody off, you got to pick up the slack. Both of my people in Arizona. So, like, right now, they're only an hour behind me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, come daylight savings, they become 2 hours behind me. Well, we run staggered shifts. I work 8 to 4:30 Central Time. I have one that works 7 to 3 and one that works 7:30 pretty much to 4:30 Arizona time. But she also takes a lunch. The guy who works the 7 to 3 doesn't take a lunch. He eats at his desk. She, however, decides, like, it's a personal choice. She actually walks away and takes a lunch. That's her choice. So when, like, she's not working, guess what? I'm either working till 5:30 or 6:30. So again, there are times in which I still put in my time.
And you want out?
I don't want out. Why would I want out?
Fucking Slipknot.
Oh, no, I don't need to spit it out either. But again, it's easy. Outside of, and this is going to sound really bad. The vast majority of people who work in corporate America work between 4 and 5 hours a day, especially if they're going into the office. Because you have lunch, you have water cooler talk, you have all that kind of other bullshit that transpires. Anybody who works in corporate America, outside of a small handful of people, I'll give this guy down here credit because, like, he's consistently, like, affixed to the fucking computer, and I don't know why. And yes, I get it. It's a work ethic thing. I've been there, done that. He's been with his company longer than I have, and he still hasn't learned. I keep trying to tell him. But most people in corporate America don't. Like, it's the reality. And, you know, we as a company, most of us are remote. We are full on remote. We have some that are what they call hybrid, which can work from the office or work from home. And that's anybody that's within 30 miles of an office. Which my boss, for instance, technically is right on the cusp. And she will go in from time to time. But, like, we can sit there and have conversations about the specific topic of, one, you actually work more when you work from home because you don't have distractions. But at the same time, she'll even say she doesn't work a full 8 hours in a day, the majority of the time. It's just the way it is. Most people don't have enough work to keep them busy for 8 hours.
Most.
That's why I said most. I didn't say all. I didn't say a higher percentage. I said most. But I'm also referring to corporate America. You don't work in corporate America, Dave. You work in retail.
Well,
And you
sounds
work with a
like
bunch of,
water cooler talk and break time and coffee time and smoke breaks. I'm like, man, that sounds eerily familiar.
but you
And I
don't,
know I'm not corporate America. I get that, but it's a
you
common
also
theme.
like, you want to get in there and you want to get the fuck out. That's the difference between like you specifically and other people. You have a job to do. You pick up enough slack from other people's laziness. You want to get in, you want to get out. You don't have time to freaking have casual conversations 90% of the time about dumb shit. Like, you have stuff to do. I get it. And then you got people like the guy down below who does everybody else's work because they're too fucking stupid to do it. And they send it to him and he's going to do it. And like, he's a dumbass. I love you. I really, I love you. But like, seriously, tell these people to fucking do their job. It's not your responsibility. I know you have something to say. Plus, you're not on mute, so you can speak.
And something needs to extend.
A soapbox?
Unless you want me to get into Joe's question first, then the soapbox can.
Yeah, go ahead. Answer about the eggs.
And we don't talk politics here, but I just go back to a particular segment of time last year.
It's not political, though.
I'm aware of that. Somebody made it political and said day one, things are going to change. And then the people that voted for that particular individual say, well, it takes time. And I said, campaign promise day one. That's what it was. They're going to come down. I will make sure of that. So we will not talk much more of that individual because that is a toilet flush.
Well, it's a polarizing topic of conversation.
And then I had one customer.
We said this. We are not political people. We have our beliefs. We have our opinions. So, hence the reason why we don't talk about it is because everybody has a varied opinion, regardless of what side of the fence that you're on. Because there's shit on both sides. Let's face it.
Yeah,
one's not better than the other.
And both aren't working for folks like us.
That lately, yeah, that is 100% accurate.
So,
us lower middle class / poor people are fucked regardless.
Yeah.
Sorry,
the lowest of the low rungs and the couple above. But I had one customer. What was it? Last Friday, one of the guys dropped my frozen pallet in the aisle. Again, it's only about 30 cases from the store we bought out, whatever it was, 4 or 5 years ago. So he didn't line it up properly, so you could only get the cart by on one side. The woman, I'd been in the bathroom, came back to break down the pallet. The woman's sitting there, and again, the pallet, that's what? 5 feet, 4 or 5 feet by 4 feet.
Okay.
A square. She has a smaller push cart in the aisle and said, "Oh, I just wanted to let you know that I couldn't get by on this side." I thought she was joking, so I just said, "Oh." She's like, "Yeah, I had to go around." I said, and then she looked serious. I said, "It's one pallet. I mean, it's not difficult." She says, "Well, I couldn't get by over here." I said, "But there's plenty of room over here." And she's like, "Well, maybe next time." And I said, "It's one pallet."
Can't get around it from one side, but could get around it from the other side, and it's an issue.
And then she's like, well, maybe next time. I said, I'll take that under advisement. And I walked away because I'm like, this fucking old snatch needs to get hit by a fucking bus. Go sniff your patchouli oil off your fucking goddamn Black Forest cubes in the fucking woods. God fucking damn it. Oh, people like that. That's those type of people are the reason people should vote for abortion, even post-term. That's the fucking reason. It's a fucking cart. There's two sides that you can get by. One, hey, he didn't line it up right. That's not my problem. I'm not a fucking air traffic controller, and if I was, my job would pretty much be done right now, unless my name was Mark. Because right now, airplane flying is becoming a premium. That's going to be the next big job where you need a little more training or something going on. I digress. Two sides, go on the other side. What do you do when you fucking go down the street and the road's not plowed, or you have the big berms of snow because they haven't removed the snow? Oh, I can't get by. Well, go to the city hall and fucking complain. You know what they're going to tell you? Suck my dick. Fucking stupid. Oh. No, this wasn't a girl. This was some old fucking hag. This pile of shit. And that completely turned my day because I'm like, okay, I'm just having an adequate day, which is better than most. And then
that's not the norm.
And I thought about that
adequate is good.
I thought about that a few weeks ago. I'm like, I wonder if somebody's gonna bitch about this. And I was like, fucking A. Think about it, and it comes to fruition. And I'm like, I just couldn't believe it. I'm just like, what?
Send the right shit out to the universe, Dave. Send the right stuff. Come on.
This woman's always one that's like a nitpicker. Fucking. I mean, she must not get whatever she needs, and it's. You know what? Guess what?
Oh, so in other words, her husband probably really hates her.
I do. Some kind of husband, or if she's like a scissor sister, whatever she is.
Fucking scissor sister.
I've
never heard that before, Dave. Thank you. I have a new word to add to the dictionary. Wow.
I don't care what she is, what she does with her free time, who she occupies her fucking iron lung with. It doesn't matter. Just always something's wrong. This is in the wrong spot. Well, fuck. Bring me to the guillotine. Bring me to the guillotine. I'm fucking dead. Oh my God. Because I go through here every morning to make sure shit's in the right spot. If I see it, I put it back. I'm not fucking going down the aisle wasting 40 minutes of time to do that shit.
18 minutes in and the fucking conversation's already derailed. Vinny, stop fucking working, dude. Seriously.
I'm researching something.
Is it work related?
No, not anymore.
Oh, so in other words, you were working
before the show.
Are you finding the joy of the hobby on maybe another YouTube channel?
I think there's a website somewhere.
No, there's not. There is not. It doesn't fucking exist.
We could have a show just about
Scissor Sisters.
I'm sure we could have a show about that too. Scissor Sisters.
Yeah. And thanks everybody for joining us. That's the show for the evening. We'll see you next week.
And that's why you guys vote for us for the fucking Hall of Fame bullshit. Where the fuck else are you going to find this type of conversation?
Hopefully nowhere.
That's correct. And if you do, point us in that general direction so we can fucking say, why are you ripping us off?
Ay,
Oh. All
righty then. Interesting way to start.
It usually is.
No,
you can
no.
thank Joe for that one. Going down
Usually it has to do like as we're wrapping up, it gets interesting.
I think it's just whenever.
Yeah, Ty, I think your expectations are set a little low, but thanks.
Tyrone, I know you are from the Louisiana area, and now I think you're out in like the Virginia region. That doesn't mean you have to have moonshine in your lake. I mean, you have too much moonshine in the day, and you make statements like that.
Oh man. Ay. Nice one, Baz.
Flexibility contests.
Fuck me.
No.
I wasn't making an offer. Shit.
Well, I hope they don't play at Wrigley Field, because if they got the ivy there and they got the ivy on the infield, I mean, that's going to be a little tricky.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
Hey.
I know. And like, it wasn't you who brought it up. It's all on Bass.
It's a family show.
We like took a hard left turn about like 4 minutes into the show from that.
We got to figure out like how to put the old school when they had like the PG rating, like in like the little corner down there. Like right as we start to have that on there, the whatever the PG constitutes, the mild profanity and adult themes, and
oh no, it would have to mutate throughout the show. We could probably start out at G.
Oh no, that would never.
It's possible.
Yeah, G, go away. That's gonna be your fucking.
Possible. Number. It's possible.
The G rating ends with "Hello, YouTube world."
Yeah, that's about it.
Pretty much ends the G rating.
Go back to some of the early episodes.
Well, we were finding our footing then too.
But
I think we're still trying to find our footing.
We won't ever find our footing. Jeez.
I bet if we find joy.
If you say so. Others may disagree.
Well,
others may disagree.
Since 2019, I don't think anybody else is going to disagree.
Hashtag facts. I'll give you that, Dave. I'll give you that one. Yeah, I think a few Fs automatically get you a PG-13, but after a certain number of fucks, it immediately goes to rated R.
Yeah, it's 1.
No, I think I've seen more than 1 in a PG-13 movie.
PG is 1. PG-13, I think, is 4.
Oh, I think it's more than that. I think they've kind of lessened their levels a little bit. Because I mean, PG-13, you can see an ass in the PG-13. Like,
true.
Way back when.
You say NYPD Blue had that, I think, right? Dennis Franz had the old butt shot.
Well, yeah, but again, that was right around the time where some of that shit started happening on network TV.
Thanks, South Park. Thanks, Jerry Springer. Thanks, WWF.
Yeah, but like that shit was still quote unquote censored.
Oh yeah.
You know, later on, yeah, network TV, you could see a fucking ass. You can hear damn and shit. I don't know if I've heard bitch before. But you have a little bit of profanity now on regular network TV, which was not allowed back, at least in our youth.
No, you didn't even think of it then.
No.
Think of Michael P. Keaton fucking saying, "You dumb cocksucker." I don't think that'd fly.
No, Joe, I think the worst we can get to would be NC-17. But then again, depending on the topic and how things progress throughout the evening, they may not have a rating for us. I think that needs to be created.
DW.
GW. Gone wrong?
Don't watch.
CG, complete garbage.
Fair.
Anyways. And I normally wouldn't say this, but if my fucking dog does not stop fucking barking to want to go outside, he's getting ready to have a Nike in his ass.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. You
I
have
love I love him to death, but like every 5 minutes, and it's fucking freezing cold outside for Texas. Dude, like the wind chill is fucking like in single digits. So fuck off.
No, Baz, we don't. We don't watch any dirty movies. Except Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald.
The Final Sacrifice. That's as dirty as it gets.
Yeah.
But he keeps wanting to fucking go outside and just stand there. No, we go outside to use the bathroom and we bring our ass back in. It's too fucking cold.
You definitely wouldn't deal with having huskies and Australian Shepherd Collie or Border Collie mixes.
Why in the world would I ever have one of them in the first place?
I don't know. I have them. I had them.
Yes, but you live in the fucking iceberg up north.
Yeah, true. The southern iceberg. Dave lives in the real iceberg.
No, Paul. Paul spends most of his time there.
Yeah. Paul's in permanent ice storage. He's like in carbonite. That's from Star Wars, just to let you know, Dave.
Star Wars. Prince of Thieves?
I
just say I give up. Just say I give up.
No, I will not give up. I will not yield. As you can hear C screaming in the background because she's playing her game.
Do you yield?
No, I do not yield.
Speaking of Prince of Thieves. And I hear better half too.
No. Better half's upstairs.
I know, but I still feel like I hear her.
No, I didn't hear her mouth yet.
Hi, better half, if you're watching. Love you.
Yeah.
You did not hear what you just heard. I'm afraid to even ask. Why did the chicken cross the road, roll around in the dirt, and walk back across the street? I don't know. And I'm afraid to ask.
He was a dirty double crosser. That's a good man. That's a good dad joke.
Yeah, that's what that would constitute as. I lost all my dirty jokes as I got old. I guess they got purged from the memory. But I digress. Anyways, why in the hell we have 18 people watching this god-awful show, I still will not ever fucking know. But we thank you. We thank you for the continuous support. Now, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that. Okay, just kidding. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Edward. So I lost that package of yours that you sent me again, the one that fell behind the thing. And then I found it yesterday and I looked at the date on it. So its birthday, its 3-year birthday, is on the 22nd, which is Haley's birthday. So,
Which is Laura's birthday.
yeah, well, I just about to say, which is Laura's birthday, and I hope to have a video done before its third birthday.
Well, you only got 4 days, so
It's not terrible, Scott. It's this morning. It was what 22 below, and then the wind chill was probably like 40, and then much like Steve, when sitting on the toilet, things happen. Going to the bathroom before I go to work, power goes out.
oh, that's fun. Shitting in the dark. That's always
What
fun.
you just say, child?
And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then so I like look out the back window in the bathroom, and okay, I see no other, because there's like one street light a little ways over, and I'm like, okay, that's not on. I see nothing else on over there.
Rolling
Come
blackouts.
downstairs, look around, nothing. I'm like, oh, good. At least it's not just me.
Damn it! Did I forget to pay the electric bill?
Nope. That's always my bill system is like, I knew I paid it, but I'm like, I texted one of the owner guys in the meat department. I said, oh, power just went out here. And then he had called. He said, yeah, there's a power line down by the water tower coming into town, because they live down in Tower, Sedan, which is about 25 miles away. And it's like, yeah, we've got to turn around and go around the lake. And I said, oh. So yeah, they're going through town, and half of it's dark. I'm like, this is great. I mean, it's not cold at all. They had already pushed school back. What was it, like 10 o'clock, because of the wind chill being so cold. Good.
You and me going fishing in the dark. Oh, sorry.
Some nitty gritty dirt band.
Well, that Paul chimed in, so I figured I'd
Okay. Yeah.
sing a little bit of it.
So yeah, yeah. And then I went out at the store for about 20 minutes, about 9:30. 9. So yeah, it was fun. So I mean, it's cold, but it's not like a 20-mile-an-hour wind when it's like 20 below. That's just
So it's not cutting through you.
if you stand outside long enough, it will. But hopefully, most people aren't standing outside. Like, man, I wonder how cold I can get there. How fast it's going to take me before I get fucking freezing cold out here. So, because I think we got one more coldish night, and then it's like normal, and then by like the week, and I think it's supposed to get in the 30s. So,
Let's see what.
and I'm hoping that sort of like trends at least 30s for a while. That'd be nice to not then go back down again to like 10 below, 12 below, 20
Okay,
below.
so I wasn't too far off. It's 20 degrees, feels like it's 5 right now. And yes, I know that that's not as cold as other people up north, but again, single-digit wind chills is not the norm here. And I can accept it a little bit more if there was shit on the ground, but there ain't no shit on the ground.
Well, we're apparently going to have a heat wave starting next Sunday. Above
What,
three, above
25?
33. Right now it's 8. Feels like -1 Fahrenheit for our Canadian friends. Our low tonight will be 5. Tomorrow's low will be 2. 11, 12, 12, and 18. And we won't get out of the 20s until next Sunday. So
No, we've had our snow already this year. I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though, Carlos. I do appreciate it. I do know wind chills, at least in the morning, are going to be below 0. Because like the low tonight, I think is 13. And then the low tomorrow is 11. So we'll have negative wind chills, which it's been a few years since we've had negative wind chills. And the last time we had that, like we had, 12 or 13 inches of snow on the ground too. Which again, I can accept colder weather when there's shit on the ground. Of course, my car is covered in ice though right now.
We have both, so.
Because we did have a little bit of freezing rain. And I have a funeral to go to tomorrow morning. With a graveside service. So be thinking of me while I'm freezing my ass off. And no, it's not family for anybody who's... Hard to believe, actually, my other high school best friend, who, like, trying to think, starting sophomore year in high school all the way through pretty much community college. And then when the company we worked for, she sold the company and everybody lost their job, like, that was pretty much the end of conversation. Not sure why, but so his dad passed away earlier this month. So going to pay my respects to somebody I knew for a lot of years and was kind of like my second set of parents. So first time I'll have seen him in 20 years. So it'll be interesting to see how well that goes.
Hopefully better than average.
Well, it's one of those in which it's so like his sister also called me brother. Like, so she called him, instead of Bubba, she called him Bobo for whatever reason. That was their thing. But I was Bobo number 2. So that ought to tell you, like, I spent a lot of time there. I went on after we graduated high school, I went on their family trip to South Padre. If that tells you anything. So I spent a lot of time there. So it was, but stop it. But what's going to make things interesting, and I don't know if she's going to be there or not, but his cousin, and I'll say it, and I don't give a shit who's watching, the only woman that, like, I'm still in love with after all this time. Like, and we met when we were 18 years old, 17 and 18 years old. So I don't know if she's going to be there or not, because her and her parents are, like, from Ohio, but we'll see.
Make sure to part your hair. Real fancy.
No. So it's...
Not have a petunia.
I stumbled across the death announcement from the funeral home, because I don't know what it was. Every once in a while I have moments I start thinking about people, like, from my younger years, just to kind of see what's going on. You lose contact, try and, see what's going on. And for whatever reason, he's the one who him, his sister, and his cousin popped into my head. His cousin, for good reason, for the record, everybody knows I'm separated. Not that that would ever work. But at the same time, it makes you wonder, I still have this question in the back of my head that I would love to ask her. It's like, have you ever wondered what could have been? But.
And she'll say, again, what, that you collected John Elway instead of Terrell Davis?
No. So it's, I don't know. It's been, so like the decent guy that I am, and I know that's hard to believe for those people who don't actually know me. Dave, shut up.
I'm not saying anything.
And let's face it, a lot of people these days have Facebook pages. They just don't ever fucking go on them anymore. And thanks, you guys, for the sentiment. I do appreciate it. I sent both my friend and his cousin messages on Facebook. Him expressing my condolences, letting him know I know how it feels to lose a parent, lost my mom back in September of 2019, and just expressing, my fondest memories with him. We used to go to NHRA in Ennis twice a year because his dad early on he didn't race professionally, but he grew up knowing the coladas. And if anybody knows NHRA, the coladas, like, so
Doug and Scott.
Yep. So we would go twice a year, and he would be able, like, we could actually, for the drag races, everybody has the ability to pretty much go back into the quote unquote pits and see them tear down the cars and everything else. Like, that's just part of the experience. But, everything is roped off. So like, it's not like you can get too close. Well, him knowing them, we could actually be back there and actually watch over shoulders and stuff as they're tearing down cars. So like, it was a really cool experience. And like, I would have never had that if I hadn't been able to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But reaching out to his cousin, again, being the nice guy that I am, I was like, I'm not sure if you're going, expressing my condolences again, but it's like, I don't know if you're going to be there, if you're going to be in town. I would like to pay my respects. However, if it makes you feel too uncomfortable, then I won't go. Like, how many people would do that? Most people don't fucking think about shit like that. And I could be wrong in my statement of most, but I was trying to be respectful. Because like,
the majority would. Hopefully.
Well, and in all practical, like, I don't know if she's married. I don't know if she's dating something. Like, I don't know any of that. So, trying to be respectful. Well, again, most people don't go on Facebook anymore. So, of course, no responses to the messages. So I'm just, as long as the roads aren't icy,
going in the blind, baby. Let's go.
I'm going to show up. So it's been nerve-wracking, to say the least. Because again, it's been 20 years since I've seen him. Probably 22 or 23 years since I've seen his sister. Like, she's married, like, in 36 or 37 years old. And then, of course, his cousin, who I haven't seen probably in the same amount of time. So,
if nothing else, you can break the ice with. If she's like, well, what have you been doing all these years? If this person happens to be there, then
Well, and that's.
I not only got votes for the YouTube Sports Card,
Yeah.
with my channel, but I got him with a podcast I do with a couple other guys.
Yeah,
What
that's
have you been doing with your time?
that's probably not the type of icebreaker that would actually go far.
Say you make content.
No.
You're an influencer.
Yeah, you're at the old
Influencer of what?
you're at the old fair and you've got the big metal hammer of the mallet and the ding thing that goes up to the top, and that thing's going up to the stratosphere. It's like SpaceX. I mean, it's done.
Influencer of kids. This is
You're
the
an
prime
influencer.
example of don't do drugs.
You're an influencer.
Lay off the booze and don't do drugs. Ay, 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 ay. Well, that's true, Paul. That is true. So it's, again, I stumbled across it last week. I sent the messages on Friday. Again, I didn't expect to hear anything because, like, again, most people aren't really on Facebook. Everybody else kind of uses other social media platforms for the most part, or they're just not on social media at all. So it'll be interesting. A little nerve wracking.
When you walk in the room, just say, "Hey, everybody! I met Terrell Davis."
I don't think that amounts for shit either.
Be like in Men in Black when they
Right here,
open a thing.
right there.
The hockey oracle.
Yeah.
You don't take the shot, you don't make it. Carry the 8x10 in with you.
This is my entry fee.
No, this is just like proclaim your importance.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a gold chain and wear it around my neck. gonna pull a freaking douche nozzle Logan Paul with his Charizard.
No, you're in Texas. That's not a fucking thing you hang around your neck. That's a belt buckle.
No, you can't wear those around your neck either. Those actually have to be worn the right way here in Texas, man. That's a good way to get yourself shanked.
No, that's the thing. You put it as your belt buckle. Terrell Davis picture.
That's a little too big.
Just wear a 20-gallon hat. Then it offsets the belt buckle.
And Baz, she is most definitely not a scissor sister. that I know for a fact. Even after all the years. That I do know. That I do know. But yeah, what year was that, Carlos? I'm afraid to even ask because that would have had to have been probably 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Would have had to have been 4 or longer. Because we've gotten votes here for the last 2 years. Yeah, I'll have to go back and peruse. Now you got me curious. And with that, I'm going to actually open something just for the simple fact that I'm going to open something. Nothing huge. But
yeah, then you could have the patch if we were in the Hall of Fame. Then that could be around your neck.
Good old rookies and stars, hoping to finally pull a fucking Bo Nix, since I haven't pulled one yet. And the jumbos are the value packs. Actually, there's a green Gardner Minshew. Woohoo! What do you fucking do? You actually get like 12 rookies, which, is the whole reason to. Wow, back-to-back fucking Crusades. That's interesting. I'm sure
It
that's
is
a
called
first.
Rookies and Stars. You would think it would be heavy for that.
Crusade, and then how about another Crusade? That's interesting. Brian Thomas. Those are actually kind of cool, even though they're not hollow foil or anything. Just kind of a cool design. I'm getting some duplicate. Hey guys, look at that! A 2024 Terrell Davis.
Mark it off the list.
Well, that's one we don't have to get you.
All right, let's see. Anybody worth a damn on the rookies? Of course, I can't fucking see. Some rookie quarterback for the Packers. There's a rookie green.
I think it's like breakout cards or something that fucking you get the big pull.
I just, again, like I want a bow. Of course, I'd rather have a bow auto, but that'll be later. So nobody worth a shit on the rookies other than Brian Thomas. What the fucking do? But for anybody who's curious, so that's all base. That's like rookies, inserts, and parallels. So almost half and half. For $15.
It's not terrible.
It's not bad. First time I pulled a Terrell Davis out of anything in a long time. So, in the words of Ryan, hashtag he was successful. Touchdown Club 2024 Donners. And I got to share it with all you. Oh. Woo! There you have it. You would think as much 2024 like stuff like this and even 2023 stuff, I should have pulled one at some point.
Your point is today.
Yep. And I have two more to open that I'll open a little bit later. I will pull a bonus. I will pull a bonus. I will pull a bonus. I will pull a bonus.
Charlie agrees with you.
Will y'all stop? Stop. Take your horniness out of my office. Go lay down. Both of you. They're both at it tonight. Again, I've already said I think my dogs are gay. Like, so be it. Whatever makes them happy, man. Anyways. Geez, almost an hour in and we haven't even touched on the topic. Oh, wow. Go figure.
The Four Nations tournament. Has anybody watched any of that?
Nope.
Watched on Saturday, and I watched a little of it yesterday. The USA Sweden game.
Yep, that was yesterday.
I watched it wasn't much, but I watched, I think, when Sweden scored their second goal, which I think was right after they scored their first goal.
So in other words, the U.S. is sucking?
USA is the best team of the group. They have the most points. They're playing Canada on Thursday. There was
Who I'm guessing has the second most points.
Yes.
yes. There were some shenanigans on Saturday night, and that led to some fisticuffs and a 3-1 win by the U.S. over Canada.
That was the whole booing of the national anthem. Yes,
Correct.
yes, I heard about it.
That didn't go well.
Well, no offense to our brethren of the North, and this is not specifically directed at our brethren, so to speak, but it's a little fucking unclassy to fucking boo another country's national anthem, regardless of how you feel. You just don't do it.
Yeah, because I love the Canadian national anthem. I think it's. That in the United States, I always like listening to that one guy. I don't know I think he's in Montreal. The guy that sings it in Montreal.
The same guy who always sings it.
He sings part of it in French, and it's really, I really like it. And hopefully being an honorary Canadian due to my hockey pursuits and my love of the game. I hope there isn't any of those shenanigans Thursday, and they just, and Lemieux dropped a puck on the first game for Canada, which he's a Montreal legend. I mean, so I thought everything was going to be. I was hoping for this matchup. So, and a lot of people were like, "Well, Canada's got 35 gold medals versus America's like 3 to 5." I forget what the exact number is, but it's 5 or under, and I think it's over 30 for Canada. So,
yes, but who beat Russia when Russia was the powerhouse?
yes, we did. Yes, we did.
With a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah.
Bunch of college kids, man.
Yeah, that was my feed for Instagram was full of Herb Brooks in the last 2 days since I was looking at a lot of hockey stuff. I just hope the game has none of those shenanigans and they just go balls to the wall and just put on one heck of a show Thursday night, because I'm going to be watching, and it's been good. It's been excellent hockey. I enjoy the heck out of it. I wish there was more teams in it, but I don't know if they'll ever do this again, because this takes a lot away from
the NHL.
The NHL. Plus, you don't get all the countries involved, which kind of sucks. But again, in 2026 is
the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, so hopefully, I believe they're letting them play. So, yeah, he's going to play Thursday.
Can he play though? So what I read, it was unless like because McAvoy's out, but they added Jake Sanderson, and it was like unless they had like another injury, he wasn't
eligible.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the Kachuk brothers were absolute menaces on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't even know what was going on until it was brought up in the group chat anyways.
Yeah, last one was JT Miller being stupid. Yeah. It was better than the two fights was the hit on McDavid, because they just bone crushed him into the boards.
Yeah.
That was it was semi-clean, I would say.
Is there such a thing as semi-clean?
Yes, there is. It's hockey.
No, it's either clean or it's dirty. Come
no,
on.
there's
There- No.
there's always a
No.
shade of gray, Steve. There's always a shade of
No.
gray.
I watched enough, and as far as I'm concerned, there is no shade of gray. It's either clean or it's dirty. The problem is the definition.
Yeah,
The definition is what's gray.
he rocked. He put it to David, but I think it was the first game. The behind the back pass from Crosby to Paul, I forget who scored that goal for the behind the back pass from Crosby. I know it was him, McDavid. Was it McKinnon? Or it was the most beautiful boom, boom, boom. It was just gorgeous. And it reminds me of why I love hockey more than any sport. And baseball and soccer are close second. And
There you go. Paul said McKinnon.
yeah, so
So
this is true. And those are all, I believe, illegal up there anyhow. So we're in good shape. But it was. This is a good every 3 year, 4 year, and they got to get back to NHL All-Star games. 2 teams versus each other. This 3-on-3 crap, 4-on-4, whatever it is. I'm over it.
well, it's no different. Like football completely shit the bed with the fucking Pro Bowl.
Like football's just garbage. But then you watch this tournament should show you it. I mean, the baseball All-Star game, hockey All-Star game are the best. NFL football is just garbage now, and NBA is just
Yeah, but even at least the NBA and MLB, it's an actual game.
true.
Yes, like the NBA is. I can't find the right word because like the scores are just stupid.
Yeah,
Like it would never be that high of a scoring game typically in a normal NBA game. So they allow it just to be kind of stupid.
the
But,
WNBA has a good All-Star game. That's the only WNBA I really watch.
But
because
again,
we don't have a team.
it would follow the same as like the NBA. So like, but the minute the NFL went away from even when before it changed, the non-hits on the quarterback, okay, so like it made it a little less enjoyable to watch. But at least it was a fucking football game. They actually played a game. Flag football is not a game as far as I'm concerned when it comes to NFL superstars. Just not the same.
I didn't know that, Duke.
Skills competition was always cool. But
No, and see, I don't know if they do it anymore. I remember like the QB club when you had like the.
They don't do that. It's all the.
I love seeing that, like the moving targets and the.
That's part of the skills competition with the quarterbacks, but it's not. They don't call it the quarterback club. It's the skills competition. So.
Hockey skills competition still, and there's nothing like a home run derby. So the home run derby every year is a must watch. I watched the hockey skills competition, which I guess there wasn't one this year, I would say, since we did this 4-team tournament. So, and when the one late the WHL, I think is it called? Is that the new league? Is it WHL?
No, PWL or whatever, PWH or something.
Yeah. So that's out. I know Upper Deck did a product on that. So there's Young Guns in there. So that's I like women's hockey. I always watch the women's hockey in the Olympics. It's again US and Canada dominated for a while.
Forever.
But I don't know who's going to be in the 26 Olympics, and we'll see. Should be good. I that's the reason I watched the Winter Olympics. That and the ski shoot. That's always fun to watch.
Fantastic.
The curling is also. I like curling. The better half likes the skiing.
Winter Olympics, I can pretty much watch any
all
of it and not be bored. I can skiing, the figure skating, the speed skating.
Yeah,
I like the short track.
Yeah, I any of that stuff, but just pop it on. I don't care what it is, and I'll be. The pentathlon though is something I really am like. That's fucking insane. When you can pop a target 5 out of 5 after like cross country skiing, I'm like, that's a lot of work. That is
a few miles at that too.
You got to control your breath. You got to settle your hands from shaking.
Oh, your arms.
Set your rifle upright.
If it was one of us, it would be like olive oil back in the old Popeye because when she's in distress and we're trying to shoot. And
I could do the shooting part. The skiing part, no.
Well, no, that's what I mean. After
my fat ass would be shaking like a leaf in a 50 mile per hour wind.
Oh yeah,
I'm not made for running these days. In my younger days, yes, no.
None of us are in the shape to be able to do any of that shit, anyways.
Yeah,
I'm barely in
sumo class than anything. And then in other news, the USL is now making the USL 1 league, which will rival MLS. So that should be interesting. I know, don't all jump on that topic at once. But
yeah, you're the only one that cares about that.
Yeah, so MLS is out there with their 20-odd teams, I believe it is. So USL has, I think it's Champions League, which I think DCFC's in, Detroit City Football Club. And then NISA is still Tier 3 in the group, but this will compete as Tier 1 soccer. This is true, Carlos. I'm all about acronyms.
WTF.
Yeah. So USA Soccer approved it. We'll see what comes of it. Maybe there'll be product created by either Tops, probably not Panini, maybe Panini because it's soccer, but
Tops and Panini split soccer, do they not?
Yeah, I believe.
But it depends on what it is, though. Because like Panini had they did the World Cup stuff. They have, I think, La Liga.
Yeah, La Liga. That's the Spanish league.
And
Serie A is Italian.
I thought Panini had one of the others, but like for soccer is interesting because it's not like player specific. It's almost like, I'll use air quotes because I don't want to be misquoted, but it's like league specific. Because Topps does MLS, which, not all their products that Topps releases is toted as MLS. Because like Merlin, which is really pretty, by the way.
Yeah, Merlin's good.
It's really it's pretty. It's almost equivalent of like Chrome.
Yeah.
But it's not touted as MLS. It's just Merlin.
Yeah,
Topps
it's
Merlin.
UEFA. Because Luka Modric has cards in Merlin that I've picked up. But you have Yeah, so Syria in Spain, League One in France, Bundesliga in Germany, and Syria in Italy, then Premier League and Champions League, of course.
But yeah, again, like it's split. It's like league specific almost.
Yeah.
It's not player based.
There's more than there's international play. So there's a lot of that soccer I opened 2 weeks ago or a week ago. That was basically broken down by country. So that's international play because there were players on by country, not by specific league teams. So, and the more I want to get into soccer, some days I want to get like all the goalies, the keepers, from Kraus to Dollarama and the old school guys. Then I like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and
Bless you.
Yeah. The
Jinx.
The guys. There's a lot of old guys from Italy and Croatia I'd like to pick up. Ronaldinho, the old Ronaldo, not the current Ronaldo. But it's a wide open thing. It's like where do you put your hobby dollars? So
and shit I can afford.
I'm waiting for 3 products.
What are those products, David?
He's not.
Cricket cards, Top Golf, whatever the fucking stupid thing is on ESPN now. It's like a Top Golf league.
Well, not
and
to change,
cornhole.
Prism Golf is slated to release later this year.
No, this isn't even. This is fucking. You go to Top Golf and they've got this stupid.
I'm aware what Top Golf is.
I'm just. Maybe some people out there don't. I'm just.
But Prism Golf doesn't have there is no Tiger Woods because of course Tiger Woods is Upper Deck exclusive. but
that you don't even need that to sell if you're going to sell. I mean.
No, but it's again it's
out there.
You get Scotty, Rory, some of them, but then you have the difference between the fucking shit over in the Middle East, or you've got PGA Tour. I can't even think of what it's called over
I can't either.
In Dubai.
I know what you're talking about, but
they have a soccer league too now, so that's where Ronaldo plays.
Well, they got money. Yeah, the LIV, the Live Golf, where it's like Cameron Johnson and some of them guys. But so yeah, it's not like it used to be where hey, I can have a senior tour subset or whatever the fuck, and I can have PGA Tour. It used to be what the Nike Tour was like, sort of like the quote unquote minor league, but that's a different name now too. I know, so it's. When you start getting all that shit out there, if you were to have that, you would, especially when you're trying to sell it to folks that don't know where that Holland is or fucking Mbappe, wherever you're looking for the current group. If you just know the names, you don't follow them. You aren't crypto grifter and you're not watching the games. It becomes tough because you're like, I don't know where the fuck any of these people are, and I'll throw on soccer if it's like a Sunday morning and I'm home after work and it's like I don't even know what the fuck I'm watching. I just know there's a whole stadium full of people that are excited. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'll watch for 20 minutes, half hour, but yeah, come on, I'll watch cricket most of the time before soccer just because. For me, I'm not a soccer guy. I'll support folks that support soccer for their kids, but I'm not going to go out of my way to World Cup. That's the only time I watch.
I played it. I can't stand to watch it.
And I love to watch it, and I never played it.
Because if I'm honest, To watch it, it's boring.
All I think of is The Simpsons when like Brazil comes to town or whatever, and like the announcer Kent Brockman's like they're just kicking the ball back and forth, and then you got the Brazilian announcer, Rolando to Rolando back to Rolando, and they're just like excited and they're just like passing it back and forth. I'm like, it's fun when it's like a rivalry and it means something's on the line, but otherwise,
There's spurts of excitement, but for the most part, watching professional soccer is boring as fuck. And I don't care if it's the Olympics. I don't care if it's World Cup. Like, you want to see soccer that's enjoyable, that's fun. Rec league soccer, select soccer, classic soccer, kids out there who are good playing
6U,
soccer.
6U.
No, it's got to be a little bit older.
Oh, come on.
These games are I'll watch the games before, like if we get there usually an hour early. So that gives me an opportunity to sit there and watch other teams. So I watched the team, she's on gold or white, and gold was playing somebody, which is one team below where C is. And it was pretty good. The other team they were at a draw. I just watching different things, and the more I've watched the game is the more I understand. And sometimes I'd like to go to coach. Would you ever try this? Your defense doesn't get back into formation quick enough. Your center back's out of position. Your midfield doesn't move the ball well, and you don't build well from the back. And I don't think those thoughts from an idiot like me would be taken much, but I'm getting very observant. And I've been told by people that actually know the game that I actually know what I'm talking about on most occasions. So I appreciate that.
It's not difficult to figure out.
It's much like hockey.
Your forwards do not cross center field.
Defense.
In other words, from a defensive perspective,
Yes.
They never cross. Your midfielders go between midfield, both sides.
Yeah.
And your defense typically does not even make it to midfield. Very rarely should your defenders ever be at midfield.
Depends on what kind of game you're playing.
Again, very rarely should your defenders, a true game of soccer, 11 on 11, your defenders should never make it to midfield. Because your midfielders protect mid to mid. So your defenders should technically never have to go beyond midfield on your side of the on your side of the field.
Correct, but you do see more and more these days that the defense gets pressed up, and that often leads to one-on-one scoring chances. But Erling Haaland plays for Manchester City, Dave, and I believe Mbappe plays for Real Madrid in the La Liga.
But that's what I mean. If you don't know, you're just like, I watch highlights. If I see highlights, and not me, I'm just saying others. If they're like, I like
general.
soccer, Mbappe intrigues me. Whatever, Messi, all these fuckers. But then you have like Messi over here, you have Messi over there, you have Messi down at Miami or whatever the fucking.
He plays in MLS now. He plays in.
So,
the challenge is like there's not always a guarantee that certain players are always going to be in certain product either. That's why soccer is very difficult to know what you should potentially buy because until the checklist is released,
correct,
it's a crapshoot. You're going into it blind.
Because right now, what product would Ronaldo be in unless it's something international play like World Cup? I don't know if there's soccer cards for the league in Dubai. I'm not aware of it.
You just don't know where you're fucking going because there's so much There's so many hoops on the plate.
Yeah.
But him as a player, like he could have potentially a dual contract though with Topps and Panini and could be put in anything.
True.
But again, that's because it would be player based, not league based. Because as we all know, it's we're ending into the time of the hobby where I didn't say it the
You
way
wanted
you wanted me to. No, I did not. No, I did not. Oh, fuck you. No, I did not.
Could hear the hop.
No.
Hard age.
Where you're having player exclusives to certain manufacturers, but yet, and that's of course on the autograph side, we all know this. But again, like that just kind of dampens the product because we will never see a Panini autograph of Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. It's not happening because they're Fanatics exclusives. Which is why a lot of your 24 product on a lot of your retail sites has not sold out. Because there's no chance at autographs for those individuals. But yet, people are still going to want Prism rookies of Daniels and Caleb Williams and Bo Nix. So there's still value. You're just not going to pull autos. Which blows my mind to see it more now than what it was before. Because 23, CJ was a Fanatics exclusive.
Yep.
The only way you could get a CJ auto was like an Allen and Ginter.
Yeah.
The good one, Hodges.
The whatever, wearing a shirt and a pair of shorts or fucking jeans.
Because of course they can't do it with NFL related sort of pictures. But it's going to be interesting because, for instance, like McCarthy and Penix, being that they have autographs in Panini products, when Panini fully loses the license in halfway through next year, what happens? Do they now then go sign with Fanatics and then Fanatics will have all of them? But by then, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Because we're already into the new rookie class.
Yeah.
Because you can't sit there and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to now have rookie autographs of these guys in our products. No, you can't. Because the time has already passed.
Yeah, I didn't see. You said Bo Nix is Fanatics signed?
Pretty sure.
So, yeah, I was looking at Bo Nix autographs just for giggles. And they're mostly all in his college uniform.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of like Leaf stuff.
Yep.
Bowman University, which of course is Fanatics, it's Topps. And that's because outside of composite, which I'm pretty sure was 23.
Correct. You have a lot of it.
I yes. The first 24 product for Fanatics / Topps, I'm pretty sure is going to be Topps Chrome.
A lot of
people, of course, is unlicensed.
A lot of people poo-pooed on that composite. I thought it was pretty decent looking.
Again, it's the whole unlicensed thing. It's some people like it, some people don't. To me, there's collectability. Just because it's not licensed doesn't mean it's garbage.
But if you're collecting a player, let's say you want a 2000 auto of Terrell or you want a composite auto, I'm like, 10 times out of 10, I'm going for the 2000.
Correct. And the reason I got those composite cards, because when I looked at them, the photography, which Topps is known for.
No, Stadium Club.
Stadium
Get it
Club
right.
product. I didn't finish my sentence. Stadium Club product. They all the TDs look good to me. You really couldn't tell. So I was like, this is some modern stuff. Steve doesn't have a ton of modern stuff. Let's do some runs. And they're as difficult as that run I did for Bob with the anniversary, because there's freaking 20 different versions of different colors, and there's like 3 versions to 100. It's not like you just have the red to 100. Well, you have the pink
shimmer, the blue sparkle.
Yeah, it's like you have pink shimmer, you have pink sparkle, you have pink this, and they're all numbered to different. Then you have the blue that's numbered in the same order. The sparkles to this, the whatever is.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad, like Leaf product. There's very few of those that I get a Mario, because there's one of them, Once Upon a Night in Pittsburgh, I think it is. That's one auto I'd like to get because I just like the title of it.
What's that? Sorry.
Once Upon a Night in Pittsburgh, I think it's called. And there's like 20 different versions, number to 1, number to 5, number to 10, to 25, etc.
2 to 3 to 6 to 8.
Yeah. I just
18,
want one
17.
for the name of it. And there's a couple cards I've grabbed where it's him coming down the ice, but his shirt's the bear and there's no penguin on it. And it's kind of like, I just, when there's Upper Deck still, and they put him in a good bit of product in the Legends rotation, I'm going to choose the Upper Deck while he's still here. Oh, excuse me.
Of course, it will be interesting to see if somehow, because I mean, outside of the couple years Panini had the ability to do NHL stuff, it makes you wonder at what point, if and when the license is up for renewal, if somehow NHL doesn't go to Fanatics, and then they will have everything except for AEW.
That's a good
point. Because Fanatics just got back WWE.
Yeah.
This was, so like this year, up to whatever it was, Panini had it for however many years. And now it's back to Fanatics. And they just released Topps Chrome WWE, which is the first that it's been around in a couple of years.
Yeah, Panini did it right with hockey.
Yes, back in the day they did.
Well, back in the days, the only time they did it with hockey.
Yeah. What was that, like a 4-year spread up until 14, 15? It was, I think that was it. 13, 14 was the last one, I think.
Yeah, but it was dual license, so Upper Deck was still making stuff.
Yeah. Which for a while there, 05 to 2009, 2010, I think that Upper Deck was the only gig there is. Then Upper Deck bought OPG, so
they had the in the game stuff, but it was all same type of stuff. No logo. Brian Price had all that stuff then, like the in the game, and I mean, there's some fucking cool ass cards with some guys from like the 30s and 40s with like the skate blade and gloves and helmet and shit. That's super cool, but you just have basically a name on a fucking index card type situation, a little Photoshop or Microsoft whatever paint, and then you have that on there. It's, again, the premise is cool, but you just, when you don't have a photo and you don't have a logo, it reminds me too much of like and I've said it, like when you have a health commercial, like for some drug, like the Opasic or whatever the fucking shit. I mean, you have something out there.
Ozempic.
Yeah, you have something like that, and you show like the guy watching sports, and it's a green and white jersey with nothing on it, or a blue and red jersey with nothing on it. Like it looks dumb. I mean, there's a lot of the cards that they've done a really good job of not drawing your attention to the noticeable fact that there is no logo or no anything on the jersey other than the colors. But at the same time, it's just like, unless you're down to that for filling out your collection, it's tough to say, well, I'm going to choose those cards over an Upper Deck, a Pinnacle, a Fleer Metal, Select, Donruss, Elite, whatever, UD3. It's like you're gonna, or Ultimate, you're gonna pick something else, especially if it's in the same pricing neighborhood. You're just not gonna sit there and, well, here's an Upper Deck patch, 3-color Lemieux patch, numbered to 40. It's 120. Well, the 2-leaf patch is numbered to 25 or 130. Like, well, even if fucking Lemieux was like 180, I'd still pay it for the Upper Deck. Because that, again, not that I don't trust Leaf. Brian Gray has never done anyone wrong ever. But it's Upper Deck. I'm gonna stick by them. Well, maybe not the current stuff.
But for a majority, it's like I saw a card tonight. It was Lemieux, Guy Lafleur, Iserman. It was Mount Rushmore, and then the Gretzky was just a banner that said 99 because, of course, Upper Deck owns all those rights. So the card looks stupid because it's like 3 heads and then a banner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Patrick Waugh, I think, got another, like, he's another one that's a jersey only in that.
Yeah.
So
I'm, like I said, certain cards, yeah. Now, in the game stuff, 05, or was it 04, 05 back? Yeah. Like, I look at that stuff more than I ever did, thanks to you, Dave. I was not a big fan of it. And now, if it speaks to me, if it talks nicely, I will grab it, because some of that stuff is, but there's so much of it. I mean, if you get into the game trying to put it in your checklist, it's very tedious, let alone all the Upper Deck product, you know.
So Dave made you buy them? Is that what you're saying?
Something like that. And I'm trying to save up mail days for to do a video, so I create more content to boost my chances for the YouTube Hall of Fame. I'm going in on my own.
You still have a bid, don't you?
Huh?
I don't know. After this year, is it going to be 3 years?
Hold on, I'll go check. You, Uncle Vinny. Now I got to move my glasses because I can't see. I knocked my new glasses. I had them for like 2 weeks, and Golly knocked them off the bed. And these are those. They have that thin wire, and you need a special tool to put the lenses. Well, it hit just perfect, and those lenses just right out. So I had to get them fixed. So these are my old glasses, and well, my eyesight went to piss after a while. Your videos, 2 years ago is my oldest.
what's the date on that?
I'm trying to see here. Where's the date? November 2022. So 22 to 23, 23 to 24, 24 to 25. That's 3 years, buddy. So November, it'll be 3 years with my whopping, how many videos? Your videos.
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. I'm a shoe-in. I have 381 thumbs up. That's good.
Yeah, but you have how many
No,
subscribers?
I gave 300. I have, how many subscribers do I got? How many prescribers?
Less than 30, I bet.
22.
See?
Joined August 1st, 2020. I have 362 views. I'm big time. I could give two shits sideways. Yeah, pretty much, Carlos. If I throw, I gotta go and get me some vintage cards, and I'll be loved and adored by the masses. But there's really no, there's no ball players that I was born in the 70s. Guess what? I don't remember the time. I mean, the only vivid memories I have are of football in my early childhood, because my grandfather, and then like maybe 5 or 6, I remember watching baseball games. And then when I got to be about 8 or 9, around 1984, I started watching hockey. So I was about 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere in there.
Well, 83 was a rookie year, a key rookie in baseball.
Say that again?
83
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
huge.
Nobody of significance in 83.
It was Iserman and then Mario. So they've always what's surprising is I don't concentrate. Iserman's my second favorite player, and yet my collection for Iserman's not that big. I have more Stamkos and Malkin, who are like my current guys. And then I've been going back and getting other guys that I like. And there's so many hockey players that I enjoyed watching through my
Super
childhood.
Bowl MVP. Sorry.
That's all right. But
Well, you're dumb for spending money on those guys.
what'd you say, Dave?
You're dumb for spending money on that.
Oh, whatever. They can kiss my ass. I buy what I want. I don't care what anybody says. I collect how I want. I don't secretly.
Josh Allen Green.
Yeah. Is that numbered?
No, they're not numbered.
But I'm not influenced by anybody. I buy what I want, and that's that. And whatever.
Too bad it's Derek Carr, but those are pretty airborne.
Yeah, those are nice.
Thrillers.
Yeah, the collect what you want shit. That's a fucking crock. Because again, if these dickheads are all about the one of the worst words we come up with,
Hey, finally somebody decent. Marvin Harrison Jr.
the card munity or card mutiny. You can be of what you want. You can sit there and say, hey, I think this is because I prefer it.
Yeah.
But when it's snickered about, it's said in like every third video or every third line. Like, I don't know why people buy this. I don't agree with people doing that. Just shit we've said before too. It's like I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a mantle or the one. I think it's like a 55, and I've said it as my example. It's like a 55. It's like a red man back or something. But you saw all these folks. I remember some of these folks never fucking once before even sniffed around this shit. Not people that have been on here for many years. All of a sudden, the human centipede of vintage shows up. And everybody is licking the third. Everybody. And just because you get your copy, it's like all of a sudden you're in this little fucking like circle jerk of like Pindex. Like, what the fuck? Nobody can think for themselves. It's all some big nosed fucking dipshit or Mike baseball collector like promoting shit or fucking Blue Jacket or whoever's got whatever. And again, these are great cards. I never fucking downgrade the importance of the card or how cool it is. But it's shit I want to fucking collect, and I'm not going to sit there, oh, Mike, baseball collector, you're a fucking idiot. Not only do you fucking have a worthless collection of, like, Josh Hamilton, but now you're fucking spending stupid money on vintage cards. I don't give a fuck. Buy 10 ranches and 50 mantles. I don't care. You got the means, more power to you. It's just the sheep that follow along and like, oh, that's a great card too. I need to get. No, you don't. You want to be in some fucking another fictitious club. You want to not only be in the Hall of Fame, but you want to fucking like finger these guys' buttholes all the time. Who fucking cares? Fucking buy what you like. If you change, say it for that reason. Oh, I'm just gonna whatever fucking this person puts on video, I'm gonna fucking buy it. Because I want to be just like him. I want to be just like Mike. It's like,
how did I know where you were going with that one, Dave?
I don't get this. You've seen my collection. It's shit. It's full of fucking garbage.
Yes.
Trash players. Fucking Lee Nalen. Kean Clark is in fucking goddamn prison. Or he was. Josh McCown. Bobby Abreu. Derek Lee. Mark Kotze. Todd Dunwoody. Fucking Doug Million died in like 1997. He's dead. Steve Olin died in fucking 93. He's going to Hall of Fame. I still collect his shit. A fucking 92 fucking rookie sensation set. Shit that brings back memories. Good memories. Not, I like that card because that guy's got more money and maybe I can be friends with him.
Oh, come on, Dave. You know that exactly
fucking
why.
Stupid. That's what the problem with this community is. Fucking nobody wants to think for themselves and everybody wants to fucking like hide under the butt cheeks of somebody else. It's unfucking real.
Pretty much, Carlos.
It gets tiring. It gets tiring when you see you've seen in the past where people are like, oh, we collect this, we collect that, you pick that up, but it's always going back to, I need a mantle. I need to start a player run. I have to have a Clemente player run. I have to have a fucking Mays player run. The only player run I've said I do anything with of like old guys, Bob fucking Gibson. I've said that for years. It's not because somebody else is like, oh, Bob Gibson, I liked the way he pitched. And then I sit there and say, oh, you know what? I like that guy. He's got 1,650 subscribers. If I get a Bob Gibson player run, maybe I can get 1,050. Fucking think for yourself. That's the problem with the country. Nobody can fucking discern anything because their heads are too far up somebody else's ass.
This has been Dave's Diatribe number 218 on this channel with the same name. There you go. And to answer your question, Jeff, I don't have one Iserman auto. I have many patch cards, many jersey cards. I have a lot of others that he's in sets. They were Greg Morris or one of them had a bunch of Eisenmans going off. I have like the Young Guns. He has 2 Young Guns that they redid. I got those, but mainly it's the inserts. Now, Stamkos, I have like five or six. Brad got me my Malkin. I only have one Malkin. So I have several football autos provided by the gentleman above me. But I'm not a big auto guy. Even with Lemieux, I pick up the cards that speak to me. If it's in a certain uniform, it's got to be the cards got to talk to me. There's other cards that I enjoy more. So I think I have 6 or 7 autos of Mario. I think that's it. They're not high on my list as other people would have. Getting cards that I've never seen before is also high on my list. I found one 2 days ago. I never seen. It's with him and Jumbo Joe Thornton. And I'm like, never saw this card before. So, and the price was decent, and I was hoping to use that eBay Prez 20% off coupon, but it didn't work on that purchase. So I bought it and just was that. Because it's, to me, I like the oddball stuff that I don't see very often. There's one with the Vassalm. I think it's how you pronounce it. I'm not very good at French. Daughter's probably better. I know my father's better since he speaks it. His minor league club, junior club, before he became a Penguin. I saw something the other day. And Yannick got me some stuff that's off the cuff, the Coho thing, the catalog. Those are the kind of stuff. Like when I got that aftershave one, the Aqua Velva, I was tickled pink because that was just, to me, I used Aqua Velva since I was 12 and started shaving. And my dad always had that, or Skin Bracer, the green one. So to get that Aqua Velva was, it's something that really speaks to me because, again, memories. And that's the stuff I like to buy. So that's what I'll buy, and I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
But that's no different. You know, I've had people ask me all the time, like, is it just cards for me? And it's like, the answer is no. If anybody's ever paid attention to some of the shit that I used to have up on the wall.
Yeah.
I had the Salvino Bears, the UD Retro lunchboxes, the bobbleheads, the freaking starting lineups.
Was he in the Tops Flick It or whatever the fuck those were?
I have them. So there's magnets. There's, granted, like a lot of the stuff is listed in Beckett's checklist, but that had nothing to do with it. It's just over the years, it's stuff that, you know, it's part of being quote unquote a player collector in that sense.
Yep.
Yes, there's always the autos, there's the jerseys, there's the cards, like all of that is part of it, but there's always so much more. And for somebody like TD being in the 90s, there's a limited number of things like that out there. If you have players from the 70s, 80s, and like earlier, there's opportunities for more oddball shit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a superstar.
Advertising shit and fucking just.
The Snickers bar thing. One was in English. It was an advertisement. I have it. It's Lemieux. One's in English and one's in French.
But
and
I mean,
I
like,
saw those were like $8, so I bought 2 of them. I got the English one and the French one.
I have my Beckett's. I have my Tough Stuff. I have
That's still
like,
stuff I have to get.
Like I have his autobiography signed by him, and what's his nuts with what the fuck's his name? The guy who always does the freaking trade shit leading up to the draft and all that. Schefter, Adam Schefter. No, Adam Schefter. But that's part of the fun of it. And like there's still things out there that I know of that I still don't have. I know that there's like shop promo sales type things for like Donruss and Leaf and shit from the 90s when he was one of the cover athletes for a few years. There's the Donruss Preferred 10s. I mean, yes, I have the blue, but there's the silver, there's the gold, and then there's the fucking, like, the actual box that the 10s come in. I'm pretty sure he has one.
No, something I showed the guys beforehand. I've never seen this card. Fucking Dennis goddamn Northcutt. One of the old, again, if you've collected in the last 20 years, you don't know about, like...
It's a police issue.
Yeah. Every week or every 2 weeks, you'd have a new card of the set. If you saw your local police officer, they'd give you one.
Yep, they'd hand it out.
Yeah.
So it's... There's so many things that, like, in one way's not the right way, one way's not the wrong way. That's the only downside for me. And I can sit here and say it. Yes, it's great that manufacturers are still making stuff with him in it. A lot of it's unlicensed. Some of it's like blah, and they're just, because he made the Hall of Fame, they're just freaking using it as another filler to manufacture more and more cases of products. So like that's just what they do. But I wish like there was more off the wall shit. Because I mean, there's Pacific Cubes. Granted, that's released in an actual product.
Aurora.
There's the Pinnacle. I think it's what they call them. Is it stand-ups?
Yep.
Or it's two cards and they interlock.
Yep.
Hell, they have promos of those. But they have the PT Cruiser. They have I think they have one other car for TD. But then there's the headliners. You have the mini and you have the big ones, both for college and for the NFL. So it's a lot of that stuff didn't exist, of course, in some of the older players. But again, it's still one of those in which I've still been fortunate enough to have some of the oddball shit. Because I know, like, he has 2 magnets. And you mentioned Flickball. He has 2 different years.
Or like Pogs or shit, just food issues, like a Coca-Cola, like a local, like you said, like barbecue sauce. He's got the barbecue sauce.
Yep.
But there's not like old, get the toy out of the box of cereal. There's not like a General Mills card. There's not a bottom of the kids snuff, like the beef jerky snuff. That wasn't like the early 90s that was popular. Like that, I don't remember the name, but there used to be cards in the bottom of that to circulate. There's
what snuff?
No, yeah, but it was,
I'm kidding.
Because I remember getting cards in there. But I mean, there's stuff like that, or stuff like I don't know. Like,
well, he's got a few 7-Eleven cards.
Yeah,
but again, like that's the thing.
Like even regional issues, like a regional, something out in like Denver, something down in Georgia. Like
haven't seen anything.
Yeah, besides like the police cards, stuff of that ilk. But it's like back when you go further, even like further back, 70s, 60s, food issues like a bimbo bread. God forbid, like a hamburger or something like that. It's just something where it's oddball, where it was just like a national promotion for 6 months, and it's gone. Like even a cup, even like a tumbler that you have like a set of 12 or 20 NFL superstars, and he's on that, and
Yep.
try to find like the cup without it being halfway rubbed off because that all those stupid the not embroidering, but like the whatever you print on there is all chintzy. If you wash it
Yep.
2 times, it fucking goes away. But
Yep.
just
None
stuff
of that.
like Wheaties boxes, like again, stuff of that ilk.
I had them, but they got crushed and ended up getting thrown away. But it was
And
the Super Bowl champion version is what I had. But I had both years.
Yep. I had all
And
the Favre shit. I had the Packers. I had Favre. I think I had some of the Broncos stuff too, just because I was like, okay, I'll keep on buying those. And God knows I'm not gonna fucking eat Wheaties.
but I haven't even seen, and it's not, of course, TD specific. It's the Broncos, but so it's not like I do searches for Bronco shit either.
Yeah.
But knowing that I had both of them for a lot of years, and like they just, after so many times of being moved, they just got crushed and they look like shit. But that's also before they had fucking like acrylic holders that you can put your fucking Wheaties boxes in.
Yeah.
like those didn't exist.
No, that wasn't even a fucking thought.
So
I think the closest stuff that was there was like when, and I don't know when they came out, was like the Beanie Babies. Like when that shit came out for Beanie Babies, a kid. And then I think a little after that, it was SLU's got it, the starting lineups. But yeah, before that,
because I have a couple starting lineups that are actually in the plastic, quote unquote, protective cases.
and that's the stuff I'd get. Or like even like if Terrell Davis was a spokesperson, let's say for Madden one year, get like an unopened Madden game, shit like that, where NFL Blitz, if he was on the cover of that. Just
Yeah,
stuff
He's
like
on, he's
Mike-
on the cover of one of the PlayStation NFL games that I have a copy of.
but like stuff like that, you that's sort of like what you're going to be limited to, because there isn't the glut of like Lay's potato chips cards or the fucking like the Coca-Cola ones from '94, the Halloween one where it was like guys dressed up like monsters and shit.
Oh yeah,
I have some of those.
I remember those.
It's like,
Well, and I like being a cover athlete too. Like I never, and it wasn't just on the box. It was also on the packs. He was a cover athlete on some of those same products.
tops.
He's on multiple. And I couldn't sit here and tell you who all, like, oh, it was all mostly, if I'm not mistaken, it was mostly Donruss Leaf playoff product.
Yeah.
He may have been on a few Tops products, but I if memory serves me right, it was a lot like with Donruss Elite and maybe Rookies and Stars. I don't remember specifically. Stadium Club, I think Series 1 or Series 2, he's the cover athlete.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
But at the time, it was more card based. Like a lot of the oddball shit didn't come around until I started buying up collections that I stumbled across. And some of those collections would include like the jumbos, the oversized type shit, the promo stuff, all the other kind of stuff that went along. It was like, I didn't even think about this. I've been at least lucky enough to where I didn't buy any of it. It all came with collection acquisitions. So I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of it, and I love it, but I never had to go out and buy it because it came with them. So I was lucky in that sense to have some of it. Because outside of starting lineups, a lot of the stuff you don't stumble across as much. Hell, there's even it's 4 or 5 players, but they're freaking like self-stamp inker type things. He's got one of those. Like the freaking rubber stamps that you fucking like stamp papers and shit. Like in an ink pad type thing. Now, I don't know exactly what the stamp is.
Like when we were kids, they have those little ones with you put it with the circle, and they were like, you put them on all your papers, you'd stamp it.
That's what it is. And there's like 4 or 5 players, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've never seen that before. So there's still other stuff out there.
Yeah,
but and I'll be honest, like I've put stuff like that on the watch list a few times. Love you. But then again, like I forget about the bulk of it because I haven't been actively really going after stuff, even though technically I have money to spend, just not at the top of the priority list. But I digress.
it's like Mike got me the Mario Lemieux hockey, the Sega Genesis thing, and I'm like in my video, it's like, now I want to go buy they have that. I bought it for my son-in-law. Shelby borrowed my PlayStation 2. And well, I love PlayStation 2 because that's kind of, I bought one of those when I brought my first out of college job, and I bought a TV and I sat there and played friggin' PlayStation 2. And found this website, pretty reputable. I bought him a PlayStation 2 for Christmas this past year. Why? Because I want mine back. And I'm like, I have a red and a blue memory card. I want both of those and all my shit and my games. I remember the game Black. I had Star Wars.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, and then I had Resident Evil, and I had all the NHL games and baseball. I want all that back because I want to go in my basement and play stupid shit because that's what I want to do. And PlayStation 2 will play PlayStation 1 games. So I could get that. And I bought I think my nephew had a PlayStation 3, but he lost the cord. So I just got to get a cord for the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 4, I bought one for Cease. And I only had to get the PlayStation 5. I have an Xbox 360. I got a Switch. Because I used to love to play video games. I've just been too caught up with everything. Like, Cease got games like FIFA for Switch. And I'm like, we still haven't played it. Because she's down there. We got her a gaming computer for Christmas, and she's down there right now playing 5 different games she was playing. So she plays Call of Duty, she plays Fortnite, she plays all this other stuff. But that's the kind of stuff.
Just give me a hug.
The SSX Tricky. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I still have my copy.
I remember one time you almost fell asleep watching SSS Tricky or whatever it is on TV while you were doing the podcast. You were so involved with it, and you're just staring off into the distance. I'm like, I know what Dave's doing right now. He really wants to be here.
Well, at least it was more in the after hours and not during the show. But
yeah.
With that, let's wrap us up, Dave.
Remember, it ain't your money. Let people be happy with what they want to buy. With Josh McCoon, Dennis Northcutt, Terrell Davis rubber stamps, Mario Lemieux copy that somebody really likes, copy number 73. Again, appreciate the collection for the time that the person put into the collection. Because again, no matter what it is, shit like that doesn't happen overnight. So, thank you all for watching. We'll have something next week, I'm sure, of higher importance. It'll be fun. So we're pretty good this time.
Depends on who you ask, Dave.
I didn't ask anyone.
Touche.
So that guy down there who's like sniffing his phone. So Steve and Dave. This has been the IRP. We haven't been on since 2019, but we've been collecting since other people weren't even born. Take that into consideration. That's the joy of hobbying. Remember, collecting cards is a wonderful
hobby.
You could smell a hobby from a mile away with a nose the size of your head. But the friendships you forge along the way, it's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.